Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. So, we do have a turn. I got sent a turn last night, but it'd been the wrong one, in fact. It'd been the previous day. So he sent me it last night, but I had a friend over, and, excuse me. She'd never seen Alien. So we watched Alien, which was really cool. Like, you know when you, like, watch a film again with a friend, you're like, God damn, I wish I could see it again for the first time. That was me. It's funny though, she like look at it now and the xenomorph is just a dude in a suit and it's like really obvious to see that when you look at it now. But yeah. Such a good film. It was a lot of fun. Okay. Otherwise I'd have done it last night, but oh well. I was watching Alien. So we do have our sweep going out with the Knicks today. Excuse me. I just had, like, I don't know, it's like a braised beef dish and that, but it's like, I don't know, certain like spices or certain things like, I don't know how to describe it. Nickel bar. How are you all doing here today, man? How you doing there, Red Eye? Good to have you. Hello there, chickens and Dutchy. Good to see you. Yeah, Alien's really good. The original's really good. Like, the effects and what they managed to do for the time is really pretty good. You can definitely see where it's starting to, like, fall apart now. But it's still really good. Okay. Excuse me. Right, there we are. Ooh, okay. I hope we have enough. I can't believe how many got disabled there. And they've used paratroopers. Actually, no, I do have paratroopers in the area. I might have to just use paratroopers then if needs be. I could even just use them to actually pick up the troops too. So we'll see there. Oh, yeah, the, what is it, Alien Isolation? That's pretty cool. Chunking's gonna be a while. Okay. So move through the night phase there. Okay. That's good, Katorium and Ryu. Dodge in there. Yep, so she was the PB that dropped off 330 supply here then. She'll done that during the night, but she's almost returned over here to Kitakira, which is nice. That's good. Moving into the AM then. Right, seeing allied ships. Yep, okay. Right. Now we should have our sweep of Luganville here today with the Knicks. It's going to be difficult because they're going against radar, but I'm hoping they do well enough. I'm hoping it actually goes ahead. We'll see. Okay. Oh, we decided to go ahead and actually have forces sent down this way to deal with them. Gary, Infinite Monkey, had made a good point that these guys are within range of aircraft, well, allied aircraft in India, so they could be potentially resupplied via air. And it's a fair point, really. We don't want to have to deal with that and then be a pain in the backside. So we'll take a quick detour to deal with them, really. Still waiting on a tank regiment for the far north. We do have one that's bound here now coming in. And then it'll just be the 8th tank regiment coming up from Canton. And one around about here, actually. So the tanks are actually collected. And not be that long until we have all the actual armor over at Chongqing. And then we can go ahead and attack with the armor. We're not too far out from arriving at Port Moresby with the division. At least one regiment will arrive short enough. Okay. Oh! Fuck's sake. Ah, for fuck's sake. Ah. Fuck! God damn him. Oh, how you doing there, Alex? Well, we got our Nick sweep. There's a fucking aircraft there. Fuck. Oh, fuck me. So we've just revealed our hand there. It not like it makes a tremendous difference. You'll be aware that we'll probably have Nicks at this point. It's just, god damn it, though. Oh, that's amusing. That's greatly amusing. Where the fuck are the aircraft? God damn him. God damn him. Ah, that son of a bitch. These Kates are doing a really good job out there, actually. Potentially so. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, PP White man. That's intriguing, though. That is intriguing. Maybe he just didn't fly here today, then. That's very interesting. Unless it's like a long-range camp. And maybe then the weather, but I'm not too sure. I mean, we did see fighters there, so they may have been stood down this turn. God, he knows how to deny, doesn't he? God damn it. I was looking forward to that. But at least all 30 went in, it's just didn't find a goddamn target. Oh, man. I mean, ideally we don't suffer an ops loss, and then at least that's not too bad. Okay. God. Oh, dear. Yeah, I know, right. It does make you wonder what's actually going on there. I mean, ideally we don't take a ops loss. I mean, this is it. It's like we can't do it every day with the Nicks. But we'll see. I mean, this is it. They've flown their long range, but they haven't been in combat. So hopefully it'll reduce the chances of ops losses, but ops losses could certainly happen, especially with poor weather. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Yamato's going to be heading south in the near future. We were talking about really how we're going to go about a Indian Ocean raid in the future. Actually, we were talking essentially about having, I think it's Junyo. You know, I think it's, I don't know, it's weird. It does weird me out that name. It's like there must be something different about its name because it shouldn't be spelled in that way. But it is, so I do wonder about that. Someone could say Junyo. So with Junyo, what we're going to do, because she's actually slower than the other carriers of Kiribatai, like Shokaku, Zuikaku, that sort of thing. So what we were discussing doing is having some T4Y1Cs potentially stationed aboard her, or other carriers of her type, or certain speed, that sort of thing. And then have them essentially move out with Unyo and Kaga into the Indian Ocean. The reason being that the D4Y1s are carrier capable, and they have a normal range of about 17 hexes. And I think if you push them, it's about 24 or so. So yeah, we're not. I believe that they should work from carriers. I believe that they can indeed work. But you can imagine, obviously, having carriers able to put out naval search at least 17 hexes. You know what I mean? Well, 17 hexes normal. It would give us some really, really good information. We're also thinking that potentially in the future as well, we could use our escort carriers for something of that nature, like have them just carry like a squadron of D4Y1Cs, and really have them used to filling gaps in that naval search, help direct submarines, that sort of thing, really. Okay, so one vehicle there, that'll be a truck, to be honest, and then 372, 13 to 7 there, okay. Oh yeah, I meant to cancel that. Yeah, exactly, trade the next side. Wink, wink. Okay. Woodlark up there. Xian up there. Okay, so... fuck's sake. What an interesting turn. It did look like we saw a couple more task forces in that area. But I don't know, it's a very interesting one, really. Once we get Endeni, we'll be able to fly the Nyx at normal range. And, well, just everything will have that range then. It'll be interesting. He's so far as yet not contested Endeni, which is interesting. Which really works well for us, because it gives us that opportunity. We're thinking about moving possibly moving up a second Naval Guard unit to Endeni. The idea being essentially just having enough force to make sure it can't be taken. Or at least not easily taken. Yet imagine online. Okay, so hopefully no Nyx went down today. We lose the Nyx ops. That's a shame. I mean, that was bound to happen. Gary was like, we're going to lose one. But yeah, that's a shame of the long range there. It looks like we had the thunderstorms there. So lose one Nyx for nothing. But that's fine. At the end of the day, how could we have known? God damn him. Oh, damn him indeed. Yeah, there are fighters there that just didn't fly today. That's pretty typical, isn't it? Absolutely effing typical. Right, 2 more ships out this way. Okay. Let's go ahead and save it, reopen it. Yeah. Man. Yeah, he doesn't fly all that much. I mean, in fairness, we are flying on average twice as much as he is. Like, we have legitimately twice as many just total flights as he has throughout the entire campaign. So we do take more resources because we do fly every day. But in fairness, I think it is still worthwhile to do it every day because, well, this is it. Being the invader, and obviously in place as the defender too, we have to really balance our needs of just needing information. And oftentimes it's worth the aircraft. But yeah, it's a shame today. Shame. We do have a replacement now, of course. They'll be moved down. Yeah. Their fatigue's been reduced somewhat. They were at 20, or... actually, I think they might have been maybe about this sort of level last turn, actually. So they do have enough. Obviously, they'll not fly... I don't know. I don't think we'll fly again today straight away. Depends, really. Numbers of 14, then, which is interesting. AP there. AO there. But it's a larger task force as well, which is interesting. It depends really what wave. I mean, in terms of production, we produce 5 zeros a day. Yeah, you can just take a look over here then, obviously. I mean, we're producing G3s, obviously that's taking time to spool up. We don't produce a huge amount of, like, these sort of naval bombers. Idea being that we're just trying to shepherd them. We're looking more towards the single-engined torpedo bombers, and really for that sort of action is what we prefer. We do have this Oscar production. We don't produce the Oscars, though. We haven't produced the Oscars for quite a while. The reason being that they compete for engines. Like, they compete with 4 engines with with the Zeros and a large number of aircraft. Usually half 35. So we don't produce them because we don't really need them right now. There we are. Yeah, so, oh well, that's okay. We do have this AP moving in here as well, actually. So we do have a Hakazi, Kanzu Veru, and Taizan Veru over here. And they're going to drop off the 51st GNAF, which should be quite nice. Now, we actually do have a little bit of security over here, because we do have 4 destroyers. They've actually unloaded, so yeah, they can go into surface combat this turn. We also do have a large number of submarines out here, and mines, I should say. So that's good. We're up to 39% here today. Yeah, again, that unit in here would be really quite important for us. Just been able to, I mean, they will get there. There's no way that the enemy can stop us now, so that's good. Even if it came in full speed, we'd still get there. Even if they were sunk, they'd still get in there. There's no port, granted, but they would still unload. And you know what I mean. Even if they get sunk, they'll still get some men ashore, so that's fine. So we'd like to get that supply ashore. The Bettys, I forget which one's which. Yeah, the Bettys we tend to use for our naval attack because they're pretty much about as good as it gets. Until, like, later on in the war, really. So they're about as good as it gets for that sort of thing. The Nels, they're not much... Yeah, they're not much worse. They're not that different. It's just, they're a little bit slower. And it's just little things like that. It's like, well, might as well use our best 4v attack and then use the Nels then. To pick up slack, really, for, like, search and that sort of thing, really. Is how we tend to use them. Alright, so we did see a number of good attacks out here, which is nice. Heavy rain. What was it over here? We saw heavy cloud. Yeah, he must not have flown today. It's really annoying now. I mean, it's hard to predict, but it's an interesting development. But losing one isn't so bad. It's a shame, but it's not so bad. Ideally, we didn't lose a pilot, but... Alright, let's take a look then. Yeah, so generally things are going well enough. We dropped that off over there. The destroyers over here, they dropped off another construction unit. Where am I looking here? Yeah, so Endeni does need more supplies. So if we can actually get the APs in there with that supply, we're really quite happy. Yeah, you can see that we do have quite a few engineers over here now. I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's 8 engineer units there. So that will build pretty quickly there. I don't think we sunk anything with ASW. No, it's not listed anything. They'll have caused damage. It's just obviously like how much damage has been caused there. But it's good. It shows that it's working. We can check if we've actually hit something generally by going over here to the pilots. Yeah, so you can see that these are green, and that generally indicates that a successful attack has taken place. So you can see that quite a few of these pilots actually have apparently made successful attacks here today. And they're dropping their 250 kilogram bombs to Evo, so that should do some decent damage to a submarine if they actually do manage to connect. And that's quite good. I mean, it's a really good way for us to train our pilots, and it's a really good thing for us to be able to drive these bloody submarines away. It does mean that we'll have more freedom of action in this area. Then it gives us the opportunity to damage the actual submarines in a place that's pretty safe for us to do so, really. So, that's good. Okay. Right. Well, they're recovering nice enough. Yeah. One's almost at full. These are ones over here, then. Yeah, disabled. I don't think we had many destroyed anyway. Fatigue and disruptions reducing now, which is good news. It is C that'll be in there shortly. Yeah, so C will be there tomorrow. So C can go into... Well, actually, do I want to... I'm going to keep that movement mode to make sure they arrive. They're 35, they're 34. Yeah, so they will arrive shortly. How you doing there, Frank? Yeah, exactly. I mean, orange, yeah. I mean, this is it. It's not a perfect, like, one-to-one, but generally, we can assume that it's probably from a successful attack. Whether that's an attack that actually causes damage, whether that's an attack that is just an attack run, you know what I mean? It's all experience gain. But as long as they're flying those attacks, that's good. Eventually, we'll actually hit and cause damage. Yep, so we'll have our first regiment there tomorrow. This headquarters has been remaining here. The reason being that they will just give support from the 1 hex range. And they've also been providing the support over here while they have been in hex. So these guys have been receiving that, which is good. Disruption fatigue, yeah. And that's the issue of this actual area, this environment that we fight in, really, is that you do have to suffer with that. But no, generally things are looking alright, man. Not seeing much out that way. Okay. We're thinking, let's see, do I have any AV here? Yes, thankfully I do. So we can actually make an attack there and make sure we take the island. Yeah, that's fine. Those losses can be replaced there, that's okay. They dropped over here then, and they can take that. Yeah, that's fine. It takes these dot bases over here that were meant to take some time ago there. Also, what do you think of backline minging? Mine it. Ah, okay. I mean, this is it. It's a nice idea, and I don't particularly dislike it. The only thing I'd worry about is just the fact we don't produce that many mines. So I think really the sub-mine pool, because they have a distinct mine essentially, is that probably better to use it defensively in places with ACMs who can actually make use of them, really. But no, I mean, this is it. It depends. You can gain success, but I don't know. I think we'd probably manage well enough with like midget submarines. I'm going to have them start to be used in the future when we have all 5 of those C1 class put together. Like, release the midgets and see what they can do. And if there's no ASW, they should be okay, actually. And if we could collect them again, that would be freaking fantastic. But you know what I mean? It's not generally a return trip. No, it should be. Yeah, exactly. Okay, they're moving that way. Need to get a unit out here then to fill in that garrison. So it's linking around here then in the Celebes even, it seems. Celebes. Okay. It's one of these coys now. I think both of them... Yeah, that should be the last one there. Yeah, so they can go into combat mode there. That's fine. Excellent. Yeah, so we're going to get them moving out. Where's the 63rd Naval Guard? Voila. Right, okay. Probably shift you out that way to borrow then. If we can take a ship out there too. Right, it's waiting on the division to arrive there. What do we have there? Yeah, they should march south too. Now that unit is only 5 AV. Yeah. We do have the other part of it over. No, not here yet. Here we are. Yeah, so that's the main part of it now. And then we'll have it picked up. We'll have to offload over here. Unless we want to do an opposed landing. And I may go for the opposed landing. I don't know. Depends really. Yeah, so decide to send the forces down here. The infantry and the headquarters are going to march directly down the road. The armor is going to take the road around. We'll have the armor go around and take the base first, and then we'll attack this here, and then they should probably surrender. So need to make sure we have like a unit to hold that position there, but we'll have something in there shortly. Right, these guys arrived in position, so we'll go for deliberate then. Could go for a shock. Yeah, we'll go for a shock then. No, let's go deliberate. Let's go deliberate. Right, they're moving across there nicely. Tankettes have just arrived over here, and the armoured car unit's going to remain in position. I'm going to have the 3rd Division divided into the 3 regiments actually garrison this road in the near future when they do arrive. We've got a Chinese unit moving over here, and I'll have likely like some small unit position there. I could even have like a Chinese unit would be the best for it really. Right, so we do have a garrison in there, just waiting frankly on them to cross. He's doing us a big favour by doing that. What do we have there? Wooded roof, okay. And that's clear terrain. That doesn't stop them moving there, so do I actually gain a benefit from that? I guess not really. Yeah, tell me about it. It was interesting though. I mean, the big opportunity we had was when he attacked us out in this area, and it really allowed us just to crush him out there in the open. He's obviously had a large number of men return, but the amount of guns has not changed, which is good to see there. So yes, he has more men, but there's more mouths to feed for that supply. And when we have the actual armor in place, we'll just have the armor just go ahead and attack. Yeah, you can see that we've had additional artillery arrive over here then as well, which is pretty awesome. That'd be very good. That'd be nice. A decent addition of guns there. Okay. Yeah, so we have over 2,000 guns now. They're going to remain there. The infantry is developing quite well. They're recovering quite nice, I should say. It varies. He's had like 30 to 40. It's always around that sort of point, really. I mean, he's had that many units come back, but 5 guns after all those hundreds of thousands of men. And it's had over like 100,000 men return, so it's like, well, We've only got 5, that's not a lot. I don't think he's had any additional guns. I just think it's the faulty intelligence there, really. But yeah, these guys are looking great. I mean, if we sort by average TOE, you can see that the lowest table equipment that we have here is 4th Division. And in fact, we have 6th Division here, which is actually above TOE. These divisions are fully equipped. So the good news is that these divisions will recover, which is going to be very good. Like I said, as we've gone over a couple times, once the armor does arrive here, we have all the armored regiments, then we can go ahead and have that attack there. Have them try to exhaust the supply in chunking if they can, or at least reduce it. It gives us a good idea of what AV actually looks like in chunking as well, which would be good to see. It gives us an idea really of what we could expect to go up against when we attack with the infantry too. And best case scenario is it may in fact reduce the fort level. I mean, granted, we are going to have probably quite a large number of those tanks disabled afterwards, but that's okay. What we'll do then is we'll have them go ahead and just give them that opportunity to recover, really. And then once they've recovered, we'll do it again. If we can take down a fort level, I'd be really happy. The good news, though, is, well, once the fort level goes down, due to the fact that we do bomb the airfield, well, due to the fact we just bomb it in general, it will not go back up ever again, which is great. So eventually it will become easier and easier, which is nice. But now things in general looking okay here. It'd be great to get rid of all these positions and just concentrate everything here, but it doesn't make that much of a difference, really. You can see, like, over here at Shishian, they have 49 guns. It's pretty amusing, actually. 208 over here. So for us to have, 2,116 guns in total to, like, what, 30, 40? It's quite the difference in saturation, I must say. Yeah, China Expeditionary Army arrived here too. Very nice. Yeah, they bring quite a large amount of support, and it is a commander HQ, so that really does help. There's going to be a lot of different things that will help us. Obviously, having these core HQs, the armies, and obviously these commander HQs do absolutely help. Preparation too. Yeah, I mean, this is it. By the time we do attack, we'll have more preparation on these actual infantry units as well. We will be due another 2 divisions. Possibly another... yeah, never mind. We'll have at least another 4 divisions arrive. Maybe 1 from elsewhere, but about 4 extra divisions. Some additional artillery is moving up too. Still due artillery to arrive from the Philippines. Right. They must have... Yeah, there we are. So is this additional artillery on the way too? Let's have them go ahead and prep chunking then. Oops. There we are. Yeah, additional guns there. That's not the 8th. That'll be the 8th there. Yeah, so we have the 8th Tank Regiment too. We have gotten these guns over here moving as well. So we do have the 320mm mortars, 8 of those moving up into towards Canton as well. So eventually we will have all of the independent artillery and armor concentrated at chunking. And I'm hoping it'll make the difference, and I think it will, in fairness. I think when we do attack with the armor, obviously we'll have quite a lot disabled and probably a number destroyed, but I think that they'll have sufficient backing and sufficient support that we can try that as a strategy. And yep, at the end of the day, we'll be able to see what his situation is in terms of just generally what the AV looks like. And it spends some supply too on his part, so that's quite good. Right. Yeah, so there's the 23rd. And there's the 3rd Tank Regiment. So again, they're making their way downtown. That should be nice. If I take a look... oh, I need to amend the Naval Shipyard. I just need to decide really what is going to have additional priority. We might have a quick look at that, but we'll see. If we take a look then. In terms of vehicle points, we actually did overproduce vehicle points. We didn't intend to go for 160. We kind of made that as a mistake, but it will come in handy for things of this nature. So yeah, we do have a good number of vehicle points in the pool there. We will have a great need for them in the near future as well, but it should be okay. And we destroy tanks we can replace. disabled tanks are just, yeah, they're fine. They can be repaired and put back into action then. So that's absolutely great for us. Okay. So take a look at over here then, 67. Yep, you can see that date coming down there. And we will get them in the near future. Probably the end of the year we'll have them, but yeah. It goes pretty quickly. Each day is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so if I've not miscounted, that's 16% per day, because we have the 8 here, and then we have another 8% from the additional engine in the R&D. So, yeah, each day coming down pretty quickly. Which is nice. Looking forward to having the Jills. They'll be good. An upgrade to the P5N2. And we do have our Judy here that completed, so that's good. That's advancing a clock. We'll have the Emily's going to production in the near future. Not the month coming, but the month after. Oh no, wait. Actually, never mind. Tojo getting along there. I wish the Tojo had already completed by now, but hey. Helen's will go into production then shortly. Yeah, looking good. Shame we didn't have a Nick sweep, but they just didn't allow to fly our position today. Right. I think the 83s are going well enough, actually. I've not seen anything higher than an 8, so... But I've got to assume that they're making incremental progress. I just wish I could see them make more incremental progress. But I mean, it's a good thing. I mean, we're almost a third of the way there with this particular R&D facility at Osaka, Kyoto. So that's not bad. I mean, once it does get to the full 30, then, yeah, the clock starts to count down. And it is quite a long time until until October. Yeah, 45. So they've got some time to make up there. So even having one of them just 1% per day or 2% per day doesn't make a difference and will help out. But obviously having more of them will be necessary. Okay. Now looking pretty good then. Shouldn't take us too long to actually turn over this turn then, which is a nice thing. Okay. Yeah. They're transferring additional aviation to Kirakira. There we go, RO64 comes online. Once again. Yeah, Changchun, Spans Airfield, Woodlark, Xi'an, Mitsubishi half-auto advances R&D, so that's the actual engine there. The Helens, we should have them available in, well, in a day or two, actually. Depends really on how long it takes for them to start producing, but in a day or two, really. They'll take some time to get into action. It'll probably take maybe from the beginning of production, maybe around about 10 days or so to get like an okay number out there. We'll have them upgrade a Rabal and then have them set for bombing Luganville, really. Or at least for the most part, that'd be the general idea. Yeah. That's it to get that sorted. Ah, there we are. So you can see that we do have this one over here. So they're now loading fuel here. These are all Lima class, so they'll be kind of a decent amount. The reason is, well, we do have our convoy, our fuel convoy. Rather than it heading back to the home islands, it's actually going to head down to Rabaul. So, on board here is 182,000 units of fuel. We're not talking small amounts anymore. So yeah, what we're going to do then is, while they head down that way, is going to have the convoy over here. They used to pick up resources, but we're going to have them pick up fuel and take it from Port Arthur to Japan, just to try and make up for the shortfall in the time being. Then we do have about 500,000 units of fuel that's concentrated over there. It's not really doing us any good. Might as well move into Japan. Well, I mean, this is it. Like, the Ki 83, I mean, it was... There was a couple of them, and they were, yeah, I mean, this is it. They were tested by the US, I think, more so after the war. But, yeah. They actually did produce it. There's only a couple of them. I mean, obviously, to what extent that could have been made mass production, I'm not too sure, but They were pretty far along with the development, it seems. So with the 83, if we're lucky, we'd get it like late 43. And we could probably expect, we'll more than likely get it around about 44-ish, something around that sort of time. So we're bringing it forward by a good year or 2 years, something of that nature. Earlier the better, really. Earlier the better. Okay. So we do have the cheeky detachment over here then, which is very nice. I'm going to have them set to prep for Toyohara. Lovely. Their job over here then is they're going to continue with the construction over here. So they can continue to work on the port, and I'll likely have them move on to producing fortifications here. I'm going to have them work on expanding the port. We do have 241,000 units of resource over here. We do have 1 million units of resources over here then in Shikuka. So we're going to have that. We're already sending a convoy. We're already sending convoys, so go ahead and take that out. As you can see here. Yeah, they're still unloaded right now. They did bring a little bit of additional supply, and that's really needed. Because we do have light industry there, which is handy. I thought we might have had refiners over here, but we don't. Okay. So we took 7 of these G3 M2s over here actually and set them to naval search at 15, just to try and boost the amount of information gained here. Alright, tankers out there. It does seem to come from a more passive defense there at Marcus. Sorry, at Wake. At Marcus we have 70, so we're nearly at level 4 forts there. Probably want to move some additional supply there in the near future. Yeah, the A3 is good. Like, they're... I mean, this is it. It's like there's competition for the best Japanese aircraft. Like, the jets over here are just... They're not going to happen. I mean, even the Comet over here is a 4. But the... Not that one. Not that Shinden. I must be clicking the wrong one here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, this guy, it'd be cool to have jets and all. I think somebody has tried to do that. I think there's like an AR where somebody did that. I'm not too sure actually, or at least attempted to do it. But yeah, you can see that they do have 529 miles per hour, which is pretty good. Pretty good. Nice amount of gun value there, and armor too. Pretty good. But it's just, yeah, there says rating 5, and available very late and very short range. And then you come down to the more. That one I've never really looked into, to be honest. But again, you're limited on the range there. It is fast as hell, though. But yeah, then we get down to the Key 942, which always reminds me of like the Japanese sort of like Mustang. It kind of looks like a Mustang. Or maybe like a Focke-Wulf. Or something of in between, really. And that one there, 442, 273. And it's a good contender. Search rating 3, IGI. And there's a Key 95, which is the Key 83, but reconnaissance variant. And then we have the 83. So yeah, you have like a difference of about 4 miles per hour there between the 83 and the Key 942. I think they're both about search rating 3, in fact, yeah. So they're both search rating 3. That one has 8, 10. This one has 13 and 16. Which is really the biggest reason why we chose the 83, is just because of that range. That range actually does help us out, because it does mean that later on in the war, as the war progresses, that is, we'll be able to make use of bases further away from the enemy, which does make it easier on us. We do have a centerline 20s and centerline 30s there, so you can see, I mean, you can see the 30 mil is nice to have, but yeah, even being centerline mounted, it's only 26 accuracy, but still, that'll have the additional effect and penetration that we'll need. How you doing there, good man? It's been a good old time since I've seen you. How you doing there, my friend? Well, it's a heavy fighter, essentially. It's not a fighter bomber. Well, I mean, it has some bombs in it, but it's a fighter rather than fighter bomber. So yeah, durability is 30. It's just fast. It's fast, long ranged, 41,000 altitude there. I mean, the Key 94 has 48,000, 1860. The Key 83, though, has 3,280 feet per second climb rate, I think it is, while the Key 94 has half of that, essentially. It's essentially like a trade-off, really, of what you want. I mean, there's other ones. I mean, like, I think eventually we get a SAM. I think eventually we'll work towards a version of a SAM. SAM's a pretty sexy aircraft. I forget which one we're looking towards, but there's a certain SAM that we're looking towards. Love the bird. It's so fucking fast. Yeah. Kika. Nice. Jet bomber, but it's just like, it's a jet bomber that's only got a short-ass range. And like, at that point of the war, what the hell are you bombing? I mean, I don't know. I'd rather have like condos. So stand missiles. What about carries them, actually? I'm not too sure they're red. I'm pretty bad. Like, I know of AARs, but I've never just read one entirely. I've read parts and most of certain ones, but I've never finished one. And then I just forget the names. I'll have to find one to intrigue me. I just find it really, I don't know. I've always got something else I need to be doing on the laptop. I mean, I find it really kind of annoying to use on the phone. But I have a tablet, and maybe I should start using that. But even the tablet's not exactly perfect. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being picky. Or maybe they just need to publish them. Okay. So working on the airfield over here at Milne Bay. And there we are. We do have our supply over here at Tagular. Aye, so it's looking relatively good. We do have a 990 supply going in here as well. Ideally, he is non-committal over here in terms of surface forces. We can get the AP in there. He's got some detection, but at least we do have another DD to escort it, so we do have 5 DDs in that area, man. It's tempting to maybe move it in another surface force, but they wouldn't be there in time to really stop anything if anything did come. There's not all that much in the area. Ah, yeah. Okay. So we do have our Emily's running nights. We're running them really as little as we can. Or as safely as we can, until we actually have production of them. Alright. I'm going to take some additional Dinas and have them move down this way. I really do want to have information on FA2. We can see that he doesn't have an airfield yet, but he will shortly have an airfield, I'd imagine. So things will become quite dicey in the near future, but I don't know. It's pretty interesting, really. We just need to get an actual second, well, a size 2 airfield and then we're good. And then we can start to become more aggressive. Which would be very nice. Once we have that, then we can, I mean, as well, like, we have some zeros over here at the moment. I've got 16 of them ready. Once we have a larger airfield, and just in general, once we have more control of this area, then we can actually station service forces out here and have more control, more safety there. We do have about 150 or so mines actually planted here. You just can't see them for some reason displayed on there, but they are there, as you can see from that icon. We do have the ACM to tend them to. We do have all these submarines out here as well. Generally, they're just trying to act as some sort of defense, really. Nice, interesting. Other than that, not terribly large amounts happened. We'll have a size 2 port at Lunga, shortly enough, which is very nice. Over here at Tasafronga, we'll have a size 3 shortly, which is good. We're about halfway there to a size 2 airfield at Thousand Ship Bay. Kira working on a port of her own, about 1/5 through that. Need to get some supply in here shortly enough. Do have these APDs carrying, yeah, well, they're carrying additional supply and they're carrying additional construction. So 2 ones there. Just ideally, he gives us the opportunity to get in there. Once we get to a size 2 airfield over here, then what we'll go ahead and do is fly over an air flotilla. That'll be likely the way we'll do it. Probably want to take some additional stuff out there, but yeah, get that. So it's an interesting one, really. I just can't believe he didn't fly today, but psh, typical. Right, those next can be transferred. Actually, maybe go ahead and... I'll not transfer them now, just in case we actually have an op source. I always need to make a save before anything of that nature. Only you can prevent op sources. Okay. Additional subs. We do have fuel moving over here. Yeah, so we'll have the the 180-ish K fuel, the nearly 60K fuel, plus a little extra. So we have like 250,000 fuel or something like that moving out here. But we do have 14,000 units there, but you can see how quickly it goes. And once they arrive, we'll have these assets move out, so we don't need them here any longer. We'll keep what we want to actually keep. Right. Good, we actually do have a bit of fuel there. Eventually we'll get some fuel out to truck again. That'd be nice. These APDs are taking JNAF. They're only going to refuel a Rabal. Then we'll have them move further to the south. Right, they're bringing in about 17,000 supply to Guam. We do have additional supply moving south. We've got just shy of 50, yeah, just over 58,000 supply moving south there. They're moving to Rabar as well. Yes, there's a lot of assets moving out. Well, this is it, yeah. Essentially what we'll try and do is exactly that. Once we have the actual base infrastructure to push south, then we will do so. What we'd like to go ahead and do is set up maybe a base out here in the Gilbert... Well, I think these are the Gilbert Islands. Eventually set something up in the Gilbert Islands when we get a chance. Right, unloading that at Tarawa. I'm going to have you return to Rabal and then bring new supply in rather than take it from there. So they can do that. Time it out loud. That's good. Yeah, they're dishing out some additional supply there. Okay. So... Right. We do have these forces over here. That's just a little bit of damage on them. But we'll have them sorted out shortly enough. I could put a couple in there. I suppose that's the thing, isn't it? Is a PB and etc. Okay. Yeah, so we do have a good deal of force in this area. It does make you wonder where his cars are. Like, they've got to be moving one way or the other. They will eventually make themselves known. I just don't know what form that will take, really. They could still generally be out this way. It's hard to say otherwise. Right. No, there's honestly not all that much to do. Yeah, small diversion down here will be okay. Oh, I think I'd taken that one and it's it elsewhere. What do I have there? No, I don't know if I can take something out immediately. So, Nah, not worth it. But I'll think about it, actually. I was thinking maybe about bringing that tank regiment down there to deal with that, but it's okay. It's fine. Yeah, so we're looking better and better here. Yeah. Okay, so that is pretty much it. There's really only very minor things to do, and that's about it, really. So thank you for watching. It's a shame about the Knicks, but we did get this week. We just didn't find any anybody to actually find. But yeah, we'll see. We're about 39% there, and that will continue to accelerate. Really, every unit, every construction unit that we can get in there, the better. Really, it will bring it forward more and more. So, we're like, how many engineers do we have? Yeah, it's just 110. So we want to get more engineers there. They're not the largest engineer units that we've sent in, but yeah, we need more. Until next time, thank you for watching, and I shall see you in the future. How you doing there, Major? Just in time to see the outro. Have a good day. See you next time, guys.